So, according to science, there are millions of galaxies, and each galaxy has approximately anywhere from 50 to 60 billion solar systems and growing each day. And so, obviously, there is something out there that is causing the creations of the solar system formations as well as the planispheres formations that eventually also lead to the idea of planting the prokaryotic bacteria in the heated oceans that eventually evolve into the varied mammalian life forms that eventually do exist. So, according to the intervention theory, the terraformers, those that are forming the systems, the solar systems, and the planets themselves, are also guiding it, and the evolution and the formation of such systems from behind the scenes, from, I guess, higher dimensions. And so these are celestial personalities that are apparently eternal, because, or in some case, immortal, because they stick around for millions of years, guiding the flow of natural evolution from the moment they impregnate the heated oceans with the prokaryotic cells that eventually, or bacteria, I'm sorry, the prokaryotic bacteria that eventually forms into the single cell, and then it splits, and then leads into the entire varied mammalian life forms that exist, not only in this planet but in other planets as well. So it is now more likely to believe that this is taking place in many terrestrial-like worlds, just like planet Earth, and so it's not only just happening here in our galaxy, but it's also happening in other galaxies as well. So the terraformers are apparently some sort of galactic seed formers that are planting the seed of the creation of solar systems as well as the seed of biological life forms. And the intervention theory is also comparable to the idea talked about in the ancient manuscripts or in the Bible about the celestial personalities that are all working for the one creator. Well, it appears, according to the esoteric secret teachings, that there are other dimensions that are imperceptible or that are not tangible in our physical world as we know it, but do exist and, in fact, affect the reality of our world. And so, according to the ancient manuscripts and our Bible, the celestial personalities are the ones that are working and assisting our one Creator in the formation and development of all life as we know it. So there is some sort of divine universal intelligence taking effect on each level of existing, from the creation of planets, the solar systems, to planets, to the planting of the seed of biological life forms. And this theory also supports the idea of the ancient astronaut theory, which tells us that an advanced space-age humanoid civilization visited our planet about 455,000 years ago, according to the ancient translated Sumerian tablets, and not only colonized it, but eventually, by admixing their DNA with the DNA of the already existing primate on this planet, created what scientists, or what Darwinists would call the missing links. And the missing links have a lot to do with the idea that these spirit beings that are coming from these higher spheres are eventually in need of a vehicle to connect. So all evolution did for these beings is provided a physical shell in order for these spirit descending beings, in order for them to exist within the lowest frequencies of this entire spectrum of light energy vibration that also encompasses the realm of the 73% of the so-called dark matter, and it also encompasses the realm of the 23% of the so-called dark energy. And as I go more into this information, as I also explain some new theories, you will understand that our true origin was never in this world. We, in fact, are migrants to this world. Our true origin wasn't even in this galaxy, because there's millions of galaxies. And now scientists are even talking about the possibility of multiple universes, as new and new scientific evidence comes in, pouring in every day, forcing us to change the concept from a one universe to a multiple universe concept. And we have to be ready. We have to be ready because people need to know the truth about their origin, and the truth about everything, and why it is very important to understand this information at this time, in this pivotal, critical moment in time, known in all esoteric knowledge as the fullness of times. So there is a convergence taking place here between cutting-edge science, the esoteric ancient wisdom, and again, the prophecies of the Bible. So now that we have more evidence that we're not alone in the universe, then we are more likely to accept the idea that these ancient visitors, these ancient aliens, Anunnaki, that made us in their image, did come and did exist. And even in our Bible, there are, in the book of Genesis, there is sections attributed to the idea of these giants or sons of God, Nephilim, Elohim. There's different terminologies used in the Bible that talk about the many descending celestial spirits that walked or that coexisted among men during the ancient times, the days before the Great Flood. And so the terraformers apparently are higher evolved intelligences than the Anunnaki or the Sumerian gods that came in ancient times. According to the intervention theory, the terraformers only have the knowledge to create solar systems and planetary spheres, whereas the Anunnaki only have the knowledge to genetically engineer or upgrade a certain species, or create a certain biological entity. They only have the knowledge to tamper with the seed that was already planted here by their parents, the terraformers. So even the Anunnaki, the gods of ancient times, are part of this long lineage of descent that began in the higher realms that science would now consider dark matter and dark energy. And I will explain more of that later, but what I'm trying to say here is that there is some sort of cosmic ancestry here, and we are at the bottom of this. We are at the lowest frequency of this long descent of high energy vibration into this low frequency, or into these lower spheres known as the planetary spheres. So yes, even the Anunnaki themselves, the ancient Sumerian gods, were created by the terraformers, or in this case were the children of the terraformers, who in turn are the children of something that even goes greater than that, tracing our origin all the way to the highest spheres of the always existing vibrating fields or planes of reality that now science is starting to call dark energy. See, our origin is cosmic. It's not planetary, it's not biological. I mean, in fact, it's not even about a biological evolution, it's about spiritual evolution. So in essence, as human beings, we're only experiencing the end result of this involutionary process that began long ago when we we began in the highest existing vibrational spheres or planes of reality, and through this process of involution, through the lowering of our frequency, we became more dense and dense until we finally experienced what is known as rock bottom, and that is mortality, which is only a temporary phase for us spiritual light beings whose essence is really eternal. So if the intervention theory is sounding more plausible, and also the ancient astronaut theory, then we might as well allude to the idea or validate the concept of multiple worlds and multiple civilizations. So yes, we are one of many worlds in one of many galaxies and perhaps one of many universes. And as I share my book here, you will not only will I support it with scientific evidence, but I will also connect it and merge it with the ancient esoteric wisdom, as well as the prophecies of the Bible, and as well as the true significance of ending the great cycle known in the Mayan calendar. So it is very important to understand that we are living in the most exciting times ever in the history of the planet, and so it is very important to understand that the information that I will reveal is something that will prepare us for the events that are going to totally change our world as we know it in a moment, in a blink of a second. It's not going to be gradual. It's not going to take place in 100 years like some scientists are predicting, due to this factor of accelerated time, also incorporating the Fibonacci ratio, which deals with the acceleration of time as we know at this time. Our evolution has taken the greatest quantum leap that it has never experienced in the face of this planet. So we are already, you could say, at the stage where we are completing this long process that began perhaps billions of years ago, where we descended from these higher spheres, and now we are going to be experiencing the bouncing back or the ascension aspect of this long descent of spirit into matter, because that's what we human beings on planet Earth are. We are the descendants of these ancient Anunnaki or these ancient Sumerian gods, who in turn are the descendants of the terraformers, who in turn are the descendants of something even greater, as we all are part of this cosmic lineage that is traceable all the way to the highest regions of existence, where there are worlds and civilizations that have no end. And